Hearing nothing, QST, QST, QST. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. This is a directed net, and we ask that all calls go through net control. This net meets every 2 weeks on Thursday at this time on whichever system you're connected on. We're connected to repeaters on Malta. We're connected to a digital system that originates from Maine in the United States. We are also connected via the internet. You can hear us live on YouTube. And there are some other connections that we're connected to all around the world. I'd like to thank everybody for checking in, and I'd like to thank everybody for making the net what it is today. Please give a 5-second delay between transmissions to help all these machines and equipment reset so that nobody gets timed out. Let's see, what else? I'm winging it today, but that's okay. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. I will give a small pause for any emergency or priority traffic. Okay, hearing none, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, or perhaps good morning, depending on where you are. Thank you for checking into the net. It's an informal net. We meet every 2 weeks to say hello to each other and keep up with what's going on in everybody else's world. At this point in time, I have pen and paper, and I would like to take some check-ins, and please, again, leave a 5 or 7 second pause between check-ins. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, Net Control, standing by for check-ins. It's kind of scary. Do we have any check-ins for the net?
Hotel 5, Foxtrot Alpha. Check it.
This will be for PVT.
Okay, I acknowledge 9H5 Fox Alpha and WB4 PVT. Any other check-ins for the 9H-HAM Global Net this evening? Hearing none, if I had to guess, it must be summer. What do you say, Anthony? 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha with the 9H-HAM Global Net, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
And 7 APW, and 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha, 9H-HAM Global Net. Yeah, first of all, it is certainly summer, and the weather is clearly saying so, and the other clear indication is that people are outside enjoying themselves rather than staying at home on radio. Yeah, in summer the nets always have got a lower population than in winter. So, well, maybe a good sign, and people are taking some time off. Yeah, well, today is the second net where we're also connected to the multi-mode network on W1 and OC, and it's, from my end at least, it seems to be connected fine without any issues. And we're also connected as usual to 9H1 DMR repeater and the 9H1 UHFR repeater. It should be fine now. I had some issues with the Echolink a couple of minutes ago. It suddenly stopped responding, then it crashed. I terminated it, restarted it, and it's working fine. We're complaining about the heat here, Jerry. I'm not sure what the situation is in your side of the globe. But we started to complain about heat, and we're still in June. I hate to think what's going to happen in August. And 7APW, 9H-5F8 with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet.
Yeah, very good, Anthony. 9H-5FA with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Are there any checkers from the W1NOC digital system at this point in time? Hearing none, we'll continue. Well, I'll tell you all about the weather after Charlie tells us all about his weather, because I have a feeling I'm going to make him feel bad. Maybe you too. WB4PVT, Charlie, how are you doing? I hope you're doing better and well. And 7APW with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet.
This is W4PVT. Did you call me? I had a phone call.
Are you done with it, or are you still on it, Charlie?
It was a telemarketer. They didn't say anything right away, so I just hung up. I usually tell them it's the parts department, and when they try to sell me something, I tell them they got the wrong number, and it seems to help some. Well, field day's coming up. We're going to start getting stuff ready tomorrow, take out to the site, and start setting up. We only have about a 90% chance of rain for the 3 days. Sunday looks a little bit better, but I tell you, field day this year is going to be a wet one, and we're going to be out in the grass, and we got to be careful where we park the vehicles so we don't get stuck. But it doesn't look like it's going to be fun this year, and it's about 75 degrees here, rather comfortable. It's W4PVT.
Well, very good, Charlie. WB4PVT and 7APW with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. Any other checkers at this point in time?
EA7 KDO coming in via the P25 bridge.
Nine Hotel stroke Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet. Shane, and I'm coming to you through the Echolink bridge through the 9 Hotel 1 DMR.
Hey, Shane, I must have missed your call sign. Can you repeat that for me, please?
Not a problem, not a problem. It's 9 Hotel stroke Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet. 9 Hotel stroke AH2EJ. Over.
All right, very good, Shane. I got your call sign, 9 Hotel / Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet. And let me confirm the other station coming through the bridge. Echo Alpha 7 Kilo Delta Oscar, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Going through the P25 bridge. I'm located here in a city called Almuñécar in the country of Spain. The name is Mitch.
Okay, very good, Mitch. Good evening to you. Good afternoon. Well, good evening to Shane as well. Welcome to the 9H-HAM Global Net. Thank you for checking in. And we normally go around and say hello to each other. And I'll pass it over to you, Mitch, one more time. You're coming in beautifully, by the way, through the bridge, through P25. And Shane, you're coming in wonderfully through the 9H1 DMR repeater. So welcome, folks, and thank you for checking in. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. We meet every 2 weeks around this time on any connection that you've connected to today. Mitch, take it away. Give us an idea of your surroundings and the weather and anything else you'd like to point out. Echo Alpha Cell, let me try that again. Echo Alpha 7 Kilo Delta Oscar with the 9H-HAM Global Net, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm using a P25 radio here. It is an E.F. Johnson 5100 ES. Great radio. I'm sure enjoying the radio, and I'm glad the bridge is working good for us. Weather-wise, we're at about 78 degrees here on the far south-central coast of Spain. I'm right on the Mediterranean, looking out my open door here at the ocean, and it's quite a sight. We have pretty temperate weather here. We had a deep blue sky all day today, not a cloud in sight anywhere. I worked a few stations here and there, but it's the first time I've really been on P25 to speak of today. But I enjoy P25, so there you go. EA7KDO, back to net control.
Very good, Mitch. The dog wants to say hello to everybody. My wife just drove out of the driveway, and he's missing her already. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Shane, we'll pass it over to you. 9H/Alpha Hotel. Let me try that again. Yes, it is correct. 9H/Alpha Hotel. No, help me here. I think it's Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet. Is that correct, Shane? I can't read my own handwriting. What a shame. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Not a problem. You are correct. That is 9 Hotel stroke Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet. So your handwriting isn't all that bad. At least you were able to recite it. Thank you for taking the net, and definitely I've been hard at work and not a lot of time, but I've been playing the tourist role as much as possible. I got to go to the to Gozo this last weekend, and then went down to the fish market. So definitely seeing some sights and venturing around. And then earlier this week I had a mishap and ended up getting 4 stitches in my hand. So that's always a way you want to play on tourist season. And then just working hard. Charlie, I did get that package yesterday, as a matter of fact. So I will open that up tonight and definitely bring it over for the other Maltese hams. Definitely a lot of stuff in there. The package made it most of the way. So again, the weather here is beautiful, and much warmer than I'm used to this time of the year. Like Charlie said, it's usually rainy and ugly. It's usually nice beach weather, but I know this year has been a little cooler and wetter than normal. So definitely not here in Malta. It's nice and warm with 80 degrees on a cool day. So I'm currently working, and the air conditioner is not. So enjoying the sauna that I have here. But anyway, thank you again for taking the net, and I'm going to turn it back to net control. 9 Hotel / Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet.
Well, very good, Shane. Thanks for that report and everything else. Making me jealous here, I have to tell you. The weather has been strange this year, very strange. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Are there any other check-ins for the net this evening? Well, I didn't hear anybody, and I promised that I'd tell you all about the weather. This is very interesting weather. It's everything and that we're not used to. Let's put it that way. It started way back in winter time, and over the winter period we got about 6.5 feet of snow, approximately 2 meters of snow, which is way more than normal. In fact, people who have lived here most of their lives tell you that it reminded them of the 60s. And now, interestingly enough, it is somewhere around 20, 21 degrees Celsius. And that's about 70 Fahrenheit. And it's raining every afternoon. Now, if you've ever lived down south, Texas and all the coast, the Gulf Coast and what have you, that's exactly the pattern that they have. Now, the pattern that they have, I was talking to my daughter who lives in Austin, Texas, and they're at 112, and that's more than 40 degrees Celsius. So they're apparently having more than just the heat wave. It's going to persist for a while. So El Nino and everything else that we tend to label has changed the weather patterns immensely this year. And I'm not complaining about the cool weather. I enjoy it, and so do the flowers, and so do the vegetables. But it's kind of odd. It's kind of interestingly odd this year. We'll see what happens. Things can change in a heartbeat, as we all know. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Let me take a pause here. Any other check-ins, comments, questions, etc., etc.? N7APW standing by. Okay, this is kind of going to be a shorter net today. Any other check-ins or anything else for the net this afternoon, my time, this evening, European time?
N7APW, 9H-HAM.
Yes, Anthony, go ahead.
Uh, 9H-HAM with the 9H-HAM Global Net. Not exactly net related, but just a very recent update. Not sure if you've heard. The news just reported about half an hour ago that, or less actually, that the debris identified at the site of the Titanic, the debris which was found just a couple of hours ago, actually belongs to the Titan submersible. So this thing must have probably suddenly imploded and disintegrated. Just an update which I've been hearing on the BBC just now, and it came from the US Coast Guard. back to you, net control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Roger, Roger, 9H-5FA with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Well, they are or were adventurers, and that is a part of the adventure. And I think a big part of the adventure and the excitement that goes with it is taking a risk. And I'm quite sure they all were aware of the risks they were taking. And you know, we can discuss this. Somewhat morbid, but we can discuss this, you know, if anybody wishes, whether on the net or after the net. But we all make decisions in life that we feel are the best for us, and then we execute. And that's all, in my opinion and in my heart, it's all good. You know, just like work. You know, the best job you can ever have is a job where you wake up in the morning and you look forward to going to work, because it doesn't even feel like work. It's just a bunch of fun. Lifeguard would be good. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet standing by.
There's W4 PVT.
Go ahead, Charlie.
I got a question for Malta. I'm going to be giving another program. It's going to be at the Chesapeake Radio Club. And the question is, the meeting times for the club, I've got Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 8:30 to 2 p.m. Is that correct? And if so, is that for both clubs, or is it different between the MRC and MRL club? Over.
This is 9H-5FA. I'll try and answer that. To be completely honest, I'll have to check with the secretaries of both clubs, because when summer approaches, times tend to change a bit, and I'm not 100% sure of when their meetings are at the moment. How quickly do you need this information? I can contact the secretaries of both clubs and sort of get this information for you, but how rapidly do you want it? 9H-5FA with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet.
With field day coming up this weekend, most clubs have already had their June meeting. The July meeting is usually talking about what happened at field day, so it looks like it'll be in August. It doesn't have to be exact. I just wanted to see if it was really off by quite a bit. But just curious, and I guess in 2 weeks, you know, I got till August before I have the presentation. I think this is going to be about number 6 or number 7 that I've done. I've done quite a few of them. I got it on PowerPoint. And when some of the programs are done after the business meeting, so I've got a PowerPoint, it's like a slide presentation of just photos of Malta that I put up on the screen while they're having their meeting, and they can see, you know, Valletta and wherever, parts of Malta, more of a tourist thing than anything else, and that usually generates some questions by the time I start the program. This W4 PVT.
W4 PVT with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. What I'll do is I'll message both the secretaries of both clubs this evening after the net, and they should come back to me by tomorrow, I guess. And I'll can I use your email address you have on the QRZ website, and I can email you and provide you with this information, or how can I communicate with you in another way? This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet.
I'd have to see what it's on QRZ. I use ham call, and that's why I don't go to QRZ that often. It'll be my call sign at ARRL.net is probably the simplest one, ARRL.net, or you can send it to Gmail. Either one of them I'll get. And if there's anything else they want to add about the number of members, things they're doing, photographs, whatever, I can include that. And like I said, there's no rush, and I guess Shane will be here doing another one in a couple of months from now. This W4PVT.
W4PVT, Design Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Yeah, roger that. Okay, I'll get to both of them by this evening. I'm not sure they'll be. I mean, they will reply to me regarding the times the clubs are open. I'm not sure they'll be able to give me any photographs or promotional material by tomorrow. But I mean, I'm sure they'll provide me with something, for the next presentation, for the next few day presentation. What you could also do is I'll send you links of their respective Facebook pages, and they both have fairly active Facebook pages. And there's also another Facebook page. So each club have got their own Facebook pages. And then there is another Facebook page for all general radio amateurs. It's called 9H-HAM actually, but you don't have to have a Maltese call sign to join it. And I'll send you a link to that as well. The reason being that the clubs do post images of their activities on their Facebook pages. Actually, I might be able to save and get some pictures from there. And you can also join, obviously. But I believe the pages, I have to check because I'm a member, obviously, but I believe the pages are public. You don't even have to be a member to actually view the Facebook sites. I'll check about that. But in any case, if you have to be a member, I can download some images myself and send them to you and some information from there. So I'll confirm the opening times by tomorrow. W4PVT, and I got your emails. Okay, so it's either I'll use the one at ARRL.net. WP4PVT at ARRL.net. Mine is anthony.fennec@gmail.com, but it's the one on QRZ.com actually. It's the email account I have there. Okay, thanks. I'll get back to you. W4PVT. This is 9H-HAM GlobalNet. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
QSL, and again, the program's not going to be till August. W4PVT clear.
Okay, roger that. Yeah, I thought you had some activity this weekend. I probably misunderstood, but I'll get you the information as soon as I can. W4PVT 9H-HAM. Okay.
9 Hotel Stroke Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet with a comment.
Okay, very good, Shane. 9H stroke AH2 Echo Juliet and the net. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey net control station for this evening session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Also, Anthony, you could add my email address and Charlie's email address to your email to the clubs, and then when they send a reply, they'll send it to all three, and we'll all get it at the same time. Saves you a little work. Totally up to you. Shane, your comment. Go ahead.
Thank you, Net Control, for acknowledging. So, Charlie, if it is August, I will hopefully be back there for that meeting. So maybe you and I both can do a meeting or a presentation together. And unfortunately, I missed it, but the Malta Amateur Radio League did do a field day within the last month. So there's tons of pictures out there on their Facebook page. So they got that, and then they also got given a IC 705 to them as well. So definitely lots of activity out here in Malta with the hams. Thank you again, and back to Net Control. 9 Hotel stroke Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet.
Well, very good, Shane. Any comments or questions? Okay, hearing none. Are there any other check-ins or anything else for the 9H-HAM Global Net this evening? I have a question for you, Shane. Do you have mobile equipment on Malta while you're staying on the island, or is it all shack based? Go ahead.
A 9 Hotel Alpha Hotel 2 Echo Juliet. I do have the IC 705 on island with me, so that's UHF, VHF, and HF at 10 watts. And then I do have a couple handy talkies as well. However, I've been busy and haven't been too active on the bands. However, I do have 24 contacts and 10 confirmed countries already on FT8. So I am a little active when I get some time. Back to Net Control.
Okay, very good. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey net control station for this evening session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. So here's an idea. Most people in the summertime roam around the island, as they should, and go different places and enjoy the sea and the water and restaurants and everything else that the island has to offer. And I was wondering whether people were interested in perhaps checking into the net from different localities on the island. It doesn't have to be, it could be the beach, it could be anywhere, really. And I think that would be interesting, and maybe get us a few more check-ins as well, and also gets us more interested in different parts of the island, perhaps history, geography, coverage of the repeater, everything else. So just a thought, and if anybody has any comment about that, I'd happily entertain that. 9 Hotel 9H-HAM Global Net. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control.
And 7APW, 985FA. Yeah, yeah, that's a possibility. adventures. I think the main issue is that in summer people tend to go by the sea, and the way the island is, there isn't very good signal reception at most beaches or seasides. It seems to be difficult to hit repeaters with a normal handheld and the rubber ducky. I mean, and I think that does create some problems. I mean, we've had people trying to come in from Melilla Beach, from Madeira Bay, from St. Paul's Bay with a handheld, and it seems difficult to hit the repeaters from there. So that might be a bit of a technical hitch. 7APW 9H-5FA.
I can understand that. It's interesting. Anyway, it's a thought. In fact, yesterday after our local net here in Wyoming, I dragged a few people with me to test all the repeaters around our area within a 15-mile radius, and we found that one of the repeaters that normally is labeled as mediocre coverage had the best coverage for all the people who were checking in on the net, because the normal repeater that we use is having problems and cross-band interference and everything like that. So, it's kind of a nice exercise, and after all, it is ham radio, and it is exciting at the same time. And a handheld 4-element beam for UHF is both small and light, and that could you can just about get a tripod that you normally use for a phone and use one of those antennas on it, because it's not that heavy and it won't topple over unless there's very high wind, which I have done to talk to the International Space Station over here. So that was interesting too. All righty, enough said. 9H-HAM GlobalNet for this evening. We have a total so far of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chickens. Any other chickens for the net?
Giving sort of excessive details on air. So a couple of years ago, I was out with my car, and I was on a public road. I was on a public road where you could park, and there are ample places to park, and it's somewhere out in the open, so it's fine for radio communication. And I took out a small picnic table. I had one of these mag mount antennas, which is a 1 meter antenna, dual band. I put it out on the table. I had my radio, put it out on the table. But I was fairly close to a, let's say, high security building. But I was on a public road. And I set up there, and I was trying to sort of communicate just locally over some local repeater. And the security guard came up to me and said, "What are you doing? Who are you talking to?" And I said, I'm a radio amateur. I have a license. This equipment, well, this was in the time where we had to license equipment. So all this equipment is licensed with the MCA, and I have an MCA license to transmit. And his reply to that was, "What is MCA?" And I said, Multi-Communications Authority. And he seemed impressed, and he said, okay, he just walked off. But I don't think he actually had any idea what was going on. And 7APW 9H-5FA.
That's very good, Anthony. Very interesting. Somebody's trying to check in, but you have no audio, so we'll stand by. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how you stumble across these areas and and situations. I've had a few of those. We'll have to discuss that after the net. But going back to the net, let's see, does anybody else have anything else for the net this evening? Hearing nothing, I'd like to thank everybody for checking into the net. I would like to invite everybody to check in again in 2 weeks, same time, same place, for another edition of the 9H-HAM Global Net. I'd like to thank you, Anthony, for all the work you do, mostly behind the scenes, but it's all totally necessary and keeps the net going. And I'd like to thank everybody again for checking in, because without you, we won't have a net. We basically talk about anything and everything that's ham radio related, or that just generates a bunch of interest, or perhaps some stuff in the news as well. Let's see, what else? Thanks to the trustees, all of them, for keeping the equipment up and running and allowing us to hold our net on their equipment. I think I've covered it all. I'm kind of sitting at the table and I'm getting hungry, so I'll have to quit the net and eat something, because it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in Wyoming. 73s to everybody. Have a great afternoon or evening, and hopefully we'll hear you again in 2 weeks. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, now closing the 9H-HAM Global Net. 73s, and have a great day.